What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up, guys? How we doing? Welcome. 2024 is here. Happy New Year, everybody. We made it to another new year. I don't feel like a whole lot is different, but it is a new year. So congratulations to you and congratulations to me because we all made it. It's 2024. And we're going to start off the right way, which is gaming, as everyone watching should be doing. Oh, Bill Bones, what's up, man? Yes, your timing is very impeccable. Definitely got the notification squad in here. Welcome in. Hopefully everybody's New Year's have gotten off. Oh, turn handle. Did not know this was here. All right. Not sure what it's doing. I guess it's a lift. You played The Last Guardian last night for 10 hours in one sitting and beat it. Hey, man, you're starting off the new year absolutely right. That is definitely how a gamer should be starting off the new year. Beat a game as soon as the new year drops, as soon as 2022 or 2024 drops, you already drop a game. Drop it in a good way, that is. Congratulations. Yeah, the last Guardian. Who in the fuck is this weirdo? This weird ass, old ass, freaking clumpy skin. This guy's got a whip like he's some kind of slave driver. Where's my heal at? Damn. Yeah, that is how any gamer should be starting off the year. Already putting in the work. Yeah, The Last Guardian is a cool game. Facial features are detailed. Yeah, they did a great job with this. It took me quite a while to beat The Last Guardian. It's very gradual and it builds up very slowly. The controls are totally different than any other game in just how the boy kind of interacts with the animal, the beast. Very, very different, unique type of game. Very much a slow burner, but yeah, it just gradually amplifies. It's not something I could sit through in one sitting at all, but it has some real wow moments. Pretty powerful moments. Yeah, that's a special, cool, different type of game. One that was in development hell for a very long time. Yeah, you definitely did it. Ate and left no crumbs, understood the assignment and everything. Yeah, you definitely understood the assignment. It never tells you when it's saving, so you just kept on playing. Yeah, that's something I really dislike about games, is when you don't know whether it's saved or not. I don't know whether I can get off the game or what's going on. Yeah, I like to kind of be in control of the saves. I also don't like it when, like, you can't save yourself. You don't know if it auto-saved. But that is probably, maybe that's why they do it, so that they get people to just keep playing. And in your case, it worked. Yeah, I usually I used to have really long gaming sessions, but then I kind of started jumping around a lot because of so many different games to play. When I was just jumping around so much and just not staying on one game for very long. But now I have more or less gotten back to normal, because I was playing catch up with games for a long time around like the later PS4 generation, but now I'm pretty much not really too worried about the older games, and I'm able to just sit here and play one game for maybe a couple hours at least. I like to get my gaming sessions to be as long as I'm having fun. Like, I used to just lose interest and feel like I need to get on another game because, like, oh, I need to play this. That was, I think, the biggest thing. Oh, nice. Didn't expect to do that. Like, I would always worry about, oh, I need to play this, I need to play that, but now I do a little bit, but I can stay on one game for a little bit more than I used to. So it's not quite as bad, where it's like every 30 minutes or no more than an hour, but now it's maybe like an hour, maybe a few hours. And if I'm really into a game, I try to just stay on it. Like, if I'm on the game and I'm into it, I stay into it. You know what I mean? Instead of just stopping playing just so I can say I'm playing a different game or whatever. Oh shit. Looks like Japan had a earthquake and tsunami. Breaking news. Yeah, shit going down in Japan. That poor country is so besieged and beset by earthquakes and natural disasters. Poor Japan. Was it pretty bad? People are saying it's a 7.4. That's what somebody said. Man, Japan and East Asia really have always struggled and suffered at the hands of earthquakes, tsunamis. The West Pacific is such a prone disaster area. That's definitely the biggest fear of people in East Asia and Japan is earthquakes. Yeah, that would be scary as heck. You're in the middle of an earthquake, everything starts shaking. No one really knows what to do. Like, you get an earthquake notice on your phone, but, like, that's not going to stop it, you know what I mean? That earthquake notice is not going to stop that earthquake. Like, you're going to be in an earthquake. Whether you get a notice 30 seconds ahead. And most people probably look at their phone like, okay. and not really sure what to do. Probably don't really do anything. Like, should we be going outside, or like nobody really knows what to do. I just wanted to check out this situation. It looks pretty bad. Looks pretty bad, man. Poor Japan. Always fearful of earthquakes. Definitely an important story you might want to keep up on. That's the one thing about East Asia that's always going to be difficult and kind of scary. The crime may be extremely low, but the natural disasters are high. Hopefully it's not as bad as the 2011 one, which was pretty severe, extremely severe. They had problems with the nuclear power plant that was about to blow up Japan. I think they shut that down. Those old-style nuclear power plants are kind of prone to disasters and meltdowns. The new ones they're making are supposed to be better, but they're not out yet. They got delayed. Seems like you just can't win. You either live in a Western country or you live in a highly earthquake-prone region. India has bad tropical storms, hurricanes that knock out the power for days. Yeah, a lot of places around oceans have flooding, tropical storms, natural disasters. Yo, Guerrero, what's up, man? Welcome. Happy New Year, everybody. Not a very good way to start your new year if you're in Japan. Commiserations and sympathies to all the people suffering in natural disasters around the world and any country you may be in. But yeah, natural disasters are an unfortunate part of life, especially in the West Pacific, and all you can do is hope that it doesn't happen to you, or hopefully it doesn't happen to you in a bad way. Yo, what's up, Saber? How we doing? Yeah, natural disasters are very difficult. They make life very stressful. Nothing you can do to stop them. There is a lot of seismic activity right now. There was some noticeable earthquakes earlier in 2023 around the world. Had a couple in the western U.S., but there was some pretty strong ones over in the eastern side of the world. I forget exactly which countries, but tectonic plates are on the move, and another couple of big earthquakes are due in Japan any year or any decade now. They are cyclical, and they are due for another really huge one. This one is pretty big. It sounds like Japan has definitely gone through it over the years, from invasions, internal strife, hundreds of years of violence, and difficult circumstances, earthquakes. You got stuck on this level's boss and never bothered picking it back up. Yeah, I'm right there with you on a lot of games. I didn't really want to bother picking this back up, but I picked it up and put it down a few times, just like DS3. But now I finally picked it up for good, I think. I think my record for putting down and picking up is probably DS3 when it comes to how many years I've been trying to play that game, how many times I've stopped, thinking I wouldn't come back to it. I think it probably holds the record, but now I'm almost finished with DS3, at least the main story, so pretty much got past that, fortunately. You still need to play Elden Ring. Yeah, you might want to get on that. It's a big game. What are you waiting for, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, you've got a great experience in store for you with Elden Ring. Definitely not one you should miss. Make it your New Year's resolution. You know what I mean? Beat Elden Ring in this year. You could easily beat it in a year. You could beat it a few times in a year. You could do a lot in a year. Set your mind to it. Afraid you're gonna drop it like Dark Souls 3 or Demon Souls? Yeah, that's a reasonable concern. I never felt like I was in danger of dropping Elden Ring or losing interest at all. And I have definitely done so with this and DS3. So if that tells you anything, then if I'm like you, then you might have better luck with Elden Ring than DS3 or Demon Souls. So you just got to play it when you think the time is right. Is this thing supposed to move? Because it's not letting me interact with it. I need to get back up here with this biatch that's throwing fire bombs. How did I get up here? I think the stairs might have broken. You need me back on AGS? Yeah, I don't feel like I need to be back on AGS. I do not know how exactly what happened, but I think down here is how I got up. I don't feel like AGS is something I really need to do. The new guests are lame. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like that's... I've kind of been there and done that with AGS. I always annoy people answering questions, spending too long. I keep going on and on. I feel like there's a lot I might want to say about a topic, but I guess I go on for too long. And so and then I just end up annoying people, get cut off. I'm like someone who makes it too long of an acceptance speech at an award ceremony and gets played off. Look at this guy. Yeah, fall over, ho. Hasn't been the same since Code left. No, it definitely hasn't. Get the hate out of my heart and come back. I don't really have hate. I just feel like, I don't know, I can never really say what I want to say enough, and if I do, I'm talking for too long. And then there's all these little rules they set up where you're disqualified from your opinions based on different criteria. I don't have any hard feelings with AGS. AGS, it's just I've kind of been there, done that. I was on for over a year consistently, and then on and off for maybe like 6 months. And I feel like we've kind of had all the arguments there are to have, and it's just kind of the same ones over and over. You know what I mean? I understand their point of view. They understand mine. I don't know if there's anything too much more to talk about. I mean, there are always new games, I guess, but I just kind of can tell how the interactions are going to go. This guy's fireball just like hit this pole. Shout out to the pole. Shout out to that pole, man. The fall damage is way less than you would expect in this game after playing like DS3. Because like I've said, they really focused on maintaining the core principles of this game and staying true to the original. And if DS3's fall damage is as crazy as it is, anyone would expect this to be like you step off a stair wrong and lose half your health. But it's very, very forgiving. I think that's one thing that they went ahead and modernized is the fall damage, because I'm quite sure, I'm pretty confident in the original game, fall damage most likely would have been a lot higher. It's just my guess.
Oh, hello. We have to make a deal.
I like how he's just called Filthy Man. Got a pickaxe. Looks like a pretty epic weapon. I will be right back, guys. Alright, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that.
You want to play? You've got to pay.
This game is glorious. Lots of detail. Yeah, it definitely is. The crushing path or the strength build. Yeah, strength builds are good. Always reliable. The messages aren't as good in this as like in DS3, like that witty writing that you can leave messages. They're, I don't know, they're just kind of regular in this game. I'm not really sure if that's how the original game was. I don't know if the original game had an online component. I'm not sure when that started or if it's always been there. But the online mode and bloodstains and player messages and the player ghosts add an extra dimension, I think, is really cool. Let's go back to the Nexus. Yeah, strength builds allow you to use a lot of weapons. Increasing your strength will allow you to use effectively a wide variety of good weapons. And then there are some that are more dex focused, like katanas and daggers, whips, or whatever. The lighter weapons tend to be more dex focused. In Elden Ring, they really pumped up sorcery to like the nth degree. I think they really wanted to make a sorcery game or a magic like casting game. It's almost what it feels like, is where sorcery and magic is such a huge focus. Much more so than in previous games. For example, in PvP in DS3, now I'm just one-shotting these guys. Yeah, your flame sword is not helping you, buddy. In DS3, I don't know if I've ever come across someone using magic. Man, I am powerful as shit. This area used to be so, like, impossible. It's crazy. Two shots on those things. Wow. It's amazing how you progress is what's so cool. If only it wasn't so slow. And I can just kind of brute force through this shield now. Boing. Go ahead. Boing. I love the bounce off. And then there's parry. I forget about the parry. But like DS3, I don't know if I've ever even had sorcery used against me. And I haven't played PvP in DS3 that much compared to Elden Ring, but I still feel like I should have come across it. It's very uncommon. I've definitely never been killed by it in PvP or even against other enemies. But in Elden Ring, it's taken to a whole other level. Oh my gosh. So satisfying, those critical attacks and backstabs and whatnot. Like, it's really, Elden Ring is really almost like a sorcery game. Magic is so a focus, and it's so powerful. I've been killed by sorcery so much in Elden Ring by other players and even other enemies. Look at their faces. You can't really see it too much here because the camera is so pulled back. I'm letting them get way too many hits in. Yeah, the sorcery in Elden Ring is extremely powerful. Very difficult to deal with, especially when you have multiple assailants. And then sitting behind a shield is not really as good of an option, especially since rolling is so much smoother than in previous games. Like it's just Elden Ring is so smooth. Like you can roll through enemies. Like in DS3, you can easily get stuck up against a bunch of enemies, right? In Elden Ring, though, you can just like roll through them, no problem. So DS3 strength is a smart choice, and then I feel like it takes a lot longer to be capable. El Nini, what's up, man? Rocking that special edition PS5. Sony got you on their payroll or something. Shout out to Spider-Man 2, though. Great game. I'm still more of a Rocksteady person, but still, great game. I definitely am coming back sometime to Spider-Man 2. Absolutely want to play through it again. It's just not the biggest priority for me, but I do want to dig further into it. I mainly just played the main story because I was trying to finish it before the Game Awards. That fucking disaster is basically what it was. The Game Awards 2023. Jeff Keighley went ahead and screwed over everybody. But yeah, Spider-Man 2, though, I was only doing the main story. And I was afraid I would be kind of rushing it, but then I realized how long the game is. Like, just the main story is long. And I didn't feel like I was rushing it. Like, by the time I got to the end, like, I was like, this game is long. And it takes you through a lot of different gameplay. And even if you're just playing the main story, I don't feel like you are rushing it because it's so long. Now, in a game like Arkham Knight or the Arkham games in general, the main stories are pretty short, but the other content is substantial. So you kind of want to mix it in there, but the other content is really good too. And in Spider-Man, it's kind of the opposite. I'm not crazy about this item weight limit. What is my weight? You love Dark Souls? Yeah, Dark Souls is legit. Legit franchise. I definitely stand Dark Souls. Dark Souls is doing the most. In the Souls-like genre, that is. Or at least from Software. I might go back to older Dark Souls games like DS2, maybe. But looking at how long it took me to get into DS3, I don't know. And then DS2 and 1 are from a previous generation, so it would be that much more difficult. And a lot of people say DS2 is not that great out of the 3 Dark Souls games. A lot of players think it's kind of the worst, so It's just they start so slow is the only thing. Like this one is even for the genre, it's extremely slow to start off with. And what I was getting to when I was talking about sorcery in DS3 and like strength builds is that strength builds are, it's like it makes you the most capable as soon as possible. And I feel like with magic you don't really become capable and powerful for quite a while. I am not a fan of this overall weight. Like I can carry 110, but then there's the equip burden. Like, is there a point? Is there a point to that? I only have one extra glove. I guess all this full moon grass does take up a lot of weight. Like, really, like some grass takes up 17.5. I wish they would have just been allowed to modernize that. Like, I don't feel like I need to be limited by how much grass I can carry. I like the equip burden, that makes sense. But the overall weight, I think it should be like one or the other. You know what I mean? A lot of RPGs, it's like, it's your overall weight, not just like what you have equipped. What am I looking forward to the most this year? I've just been so focused on what I got in front of me. My most anticipated games are usually like the closest ones. So right now that would be a combination of Suicide Squad and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I hesitate to denounce and just assume that Suicide Squad is going to be bad. I know the live service is, I don't know, it's not turning me off too much. Jesus. This guy is hard to backstab. Man. The live service feature of Suicide Squad is, I don't know, it just still looks like a fun game. I just want a fun game, really. And I'm more of a rock-steady person than I am like a lot of other superhero developers. So I never really lost too much faith in Suicide Squad. For you, it's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Steel Blade, Hellblade 2, Warhammer Space Marine 2. Yeah, those are definitely some... I think you mean Stellar Blade, but yeah, some lit and highly anticipated options. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, sure to be a true masterpiece. 7 Remake is such a beautiful game, and there's not too many games I would call simply beautiful through and through. There's a lot of games that have very good visuals. Good graphics are pretty common, but the way that 7 Remake tells the story, the cinematography, the presentation, The voicing is just pitch perfect. Every line is delivered so perfectly. And it's like the characters, the faces, the voices, it's all blended together so well. And you really feel like you're watching a real person there. You don't get that separation that you do sometimes in a lot of video games. And then the music, the themes, and it's just tied together so well. Rebirth is open world. Yeah, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge physically, like the world, and it's going to be a huge deal as a video game. It's going to be a big deal, man. The 7 remake is already an instant classic, and from what we've seen so far from Rebirth, it's no doubt going to be even better and bigger. Rebirth is where things start getting really, really good. And I didn't love 7 Remake at first because there was always these old guys in an office talking about something. I didn't really understand what was going on. And I felt like the main protagonists were maybe not quite as involved as I would have liked. But now that I understand it more and I'm on my, I think my 5th playthrough, and I will beat it. I got to get back on there. Time is running out. To finish my current playthrough, and then of course Integrate. I usually play that after I play the main story, so maybe wrap up number 5 on each one of those. And that's probably still going to come back to it. Such an amazing game. Yeah, Cloud is a good character. You like Tifa? Yeah, Tifa's one of those classic, instant classic, very, very popular, took over the internet types of characters. I think Aerith is the real star of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I haven't played the original, but clearly she has a big implication. Dave Carter, what's up, man? She has a lot to do with what's the larger scenario in the world. Whatever they called it, Midgar is where they live, but the planet is, I forget what they call it. A lot of times they just refer to it as the planet. I think they named it, I think they said the name of it one time. But anyway, Aerith, I think, is the real star and central figure of the game. And then to Cloud, Aerith has Cloud wrapped around her finger so tightly, but the feeling is not mutual, I don't think. Whereas Tifa, I think Cloud sees her as more of a childhood friend. I don't really see that taking off. And I don't really see any relationships taking off in 7 Rebirth. I think it's going to be kind of like the first game was, where there's a lot of little romances that might be teased, but... Oh, shit! I'm not paying attention. Now, this guy's having a Menti B. Menti with a capital B. Oh, man, those faces. The facial expressions when the enemies die. Beautiful. What is the situation with because their souls have been taken by demons, I guess, so they're not even humans. All the enemies in these games are not even really conscious. Dark Souls, their souls have been taken by some lords, I don't even know. Elden Ring, they're some shit with the Erd Tree. I don't know. Anyways, Rebirth is one of the few games you can pre-order, no worries. Yeah, it's a guarantee. And apparently, The Last of Us is a game you can pre-order with no worries. Not that there should be any. And thank goodness for The Last of Us Remastered, because now we can finally play an old classic game that's been off limits up until now. All we could do is look on in envy at the players who were lucky enough to have played the original game way back in the day. But look on no further, because now you're finally about to play The Last of Us Part 2 and get that experience that you missed out on. You pre-ordered the deluxe edition. Yeah, I might go ahead and do that. Most likely you're going to get a lot more than that bullshit-ass, disrespectful to the player's intelligence deluxe edition of Final Fantasy 16, because fuck that deluxe edition. You pay an extra $25, or you can buy it. Like, you'll see the add-on pack is advertised. They want you to buy the add-on pack for $25, and it includes this. This is what it includes: a digital mini art book, a digital mini soundtrack, and that's it. That's what you get for $25. Or if you were stupid enough to buy the deluxe edition, and I don't even know if I would say stupid enough. Like, what kind of company calls it the deluxe edition or an add-on pack, and all you get, no kidding, no lie, all you get is a digital mini art book and a digital mini soundtrack. Like, what? I couldn't believe it when I read the description of the add-on pack. The add-on pack for $25, and you get not even it says it's a mini. Why is it mini? What is with these mini art books? Like, they're useless anyways. How come it's mini? A mini art book and a mini digital soundtrack. Like, wow, for $25. And then they have that extra chapter DLC, or that extra episode, that's like $10. And that's actually more like story. Like, what? Crazy. Definitely read the description. Read the description before you buy deluxe editions, and make sure you know what you're getting. The deluxe edition doesn't have anything else for Rebirth. You don't like it when stuff is paywalled. You didn't like it in Resident Evil games like in RE2 Village or 4. I mean, it's a paywall because you got to pay for extra content, like alienating the community. So when they sell the game, they're alienating people. Like, because you don't get it for free, you're alienated. I mean, you got to pay for extra content. Maybe in multiplayer games, that's fallen out of favor, because the community does get kind of splintered up and fragmented. But in a single player game, I mean, you pay more money for more content. I don't feel like it's alienating. It's no more alienating than the base game is. But I think Rebirth it's going to give you some decent options, though, because the Final Fantasy VII games tend to have some pretty good bonuses, especially if you just pre-order. Like, if you're going to buy the game day one, you might as well pre-order and get the pre-order bonuses, because a lot of times the pre-order bonuses are not available any other way, and that is one thing I don't like. Like, I wish you could just pay for it. Like in 7 Remake, there's a couple of summons that are only pre-order bonuses. Even years later, you cannot get certain summons because you may not have pre-ordered the game, which I don't like. I wish you could just pay for it. But that is the way it is. I guess they really just want to... I guess you got to kind of just learn the hard way. But if you're going to get it day one, just go ahead and pre-order it. Get that pre-order bonus. You like it when the DLC stuff for the deluxe editions isn't anything you care about. Yeah, a lot of times the deluxe editions just have some bullshit filler content. Deluxe editions are like I think they're justified because of how long games take to make and how difficult they are and how the profits are not really like that paycheck is fewer and farther between nowadays. They may make a lot of money when they release if they're successful, but that paycheck is fewer and farther between, and so they do need that extra stimulus. Jedi Survivor and Lies of P didn't have anything major in the deluxe editions. No, they didn't. Yeah, they usually don't have anything major. I would love to play some actual DLC though for Jedi Survivor. That is one thing I would definitely pay for, and the base game does kind of leave some Easter eggs or hints does kind of hint at DLC. I love Jedi Survivor. It's one of my favorite games from last year now. Between that and Alan Wake 2, still kind of on the fence, but amazing game. But just not enough. I wish it was like a huge open world like Elden Ring, because when you upgrade Cal, he's darn near a superhero. I love Cal, his movement, the way his traversal is designed, it's so smooth. And you can darn near fly with enough upgrades. And I just wish you could go on this huge galaxy-wide adventure, but then the game is over. And after maybe 2 playthroughs, or even 1, if you really are pushing for it, you'll end up having surplus skill points. So pretty quickly, you'll have everything upgraded, every skill, and then just like dozens of them, dozens of skill points just building up with nothing to do with them. Like, they didn't really think about a really big end game or a mastery system or anything. But it's whatever. Yes, I'm definitely all digital. Yeah, I don't know how you cannot be digital nowadays in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? The game's got to install, and then it needs updates. And then some games you have no choice to be digital, like they may be digital-only releases. And then DLC is digital-only. I think everybody's pretty much digital whether you want to be or not. Yeah, I haven't even really looked at the calendar, the release calendar for 2024. But Star Wars Outlaws is pretty high up there in my most anticipated. No doubt. Hopefully they remove that dumbass black bar, those black bars from the game. I got used to them in Jedi Survivor in the cutscenes. I still wish you could turn them off. But I did start to get used to them. The chat on my PS4 is tripping. Star Wars Outlaws looks good. God knows they need hits and throat. Prince of Persia Crown game looks promising. I think you mean that Prince of Persia. Yeah, I guess R.I.P. R.I.P. the Prince of Persia 1 remake. It didn't look very good to begin with, so Ubisoft went ahead and made something that they could polish up and release in good condition and not have a bunch of public outcry. Go ahead and let go of that Prince of Persia 1 remake. I mean, we got Assassin's Creed Mirage, so, and I doubt that Prince of Persia would have come close to that. I'm not really interested in platformers or side scrollers. Yo, the chat from like many chats ago is popping up constantly on my screen. This chat is tripping. I'm going to turn the chat off for a second on my screen. I'll still look at it on my phone. The chat from like half an hour ago is still like randomly popping up on my screen. Silent Hill 2 remake will be good. Let's just hope it comes out. I'm sure it will be good. I mean, all these games that don't even have a trailer, like, how long is this going to take for these games to come out? Because when they do announce a game, when they do put out a trailer, it's still like years. You know what I mean? A lot of these games that people are really anticipating are like myths, almost. Games that are in the works, or like they're somewhere out there in the future. And they're fun to think about, but I just don't get too excited about those. Because even games that are announced are MIA a lot of times. Especially with the development cycles nowadays. So, games like Silent Hill 2 remake or whatever else, that's kind of like a myth to me. Someday way out in the future. It's fun to think about it though and dream. A gamer can dream. Keep your hopes alive. All right, let me catch up here with the chat so I don't fall too far behind. You don't think level ed up weapons properly or all the way to Final Fantasy VII Remake? You need to play more of it so you can see what others see. So you haven't leveled up your weapons enough. All right, so you just haven't gotten into the game, and I wasn't into it much at first, and I'm kind of right there with you. I didn't understand it. I thought the combat was going to be more like Devil May Cry. And yeah, I didn't understand the story. It took me a couple playthroughs to really start to like it and to level the weapons up and to use the materia properly. And so it's just games take time. A lot of times they're not just instantly love at first sight, you know what I mean? A lot of games are not love at first sight. We're eating good in games. Yeah, we definitely are. E3 put pressure on developers to release trailers. Yeah, well, clearly not enough, because every year it was wait for next year's E3. Shout out to E3 and the entertainment, the ESA or ESC, the Entertainment Software Association. I believe the Entertainment Software Committee, or whatever it's called, that held E3. They put on E3 for all those decades, and it was almost 30 years. And they tried to bring it back. So gaming wouldn't be the same without E3. I think now, though, it is kind of a thing of the past. I think even without COVID, I think it eventually would have probably went away, because the live streams are more focused, and when they have a live stream, you haven't really been hearing people say, wait for next year's, PlayStation Games Showcase or whatever, because they can just do another showcase in a couple months. Usually they do a couple times over the summer, and or they just randomly announce different games. So when it comes to live events, I think it's like video games are software. You know what I mean? It's not Hollywood. And I think the Game Awards is a great reminder of that, especially in this disaster that was the 2023 Game Awards. Really, it's the software awards. Like, what's really the difference between the Game Awards and, say, an Apple press conference where they talk about the newest iPhone, or some other software event? You know what I mean? You're watching software developers up on stage. It's the software awards. And I think they've got to do a better job at putting the software developers front and center. But I already had a rant about the Game Awards. We don't need to go back to that painful memory. Let's just hope that this year's will be better. Anyways, yeah, E3, I mean, E3's really been over, but I guess it's just official now. We always do wait for Sony's showcase. Yeah, I don't know, because other companies, there are other companies and showcases out there that have put on some fairly interesting showcases. Like, how often are you even going to get a Sony exclusive? You know what I mean? PlayStation Studios, I mean. Just wait around for Sony, but like, what's even the next big PlayStation exclusive or PlayStation Studios game? So, for example, in the PS5 generation, it's not possible to just return to the Nexus with Souls, or I'm sure it is. Yeah, I don't want to relinquish Souls. I'm sure it's an object you get later on in the game. Excuse me, that object, like the items that will that return you to like a safe zone or a recovery point are pretty valuable, and you usually don't get them till later in the game. Of course, Elden Ring is a lot different. You can just fast travel at any time, and that's why the person who was apprehensive about Elden Ring, I don't think you're going to have too many problems. everything is made to be a lot more approachable or smoother, easier. Ah, shit. It's the part of the stair that doubles back. I gotta let go of all this extra weight and everything. Sony's running dry. I mean, the biggest PlayStation games of the PS5, the biggest Sony PlayStation Studios games, most like half of them have been remasters or remakes. You know what I mean? Like The Last of Us has more remasters and remakes than it does original games. And as much as people complain about them, like they sell extremely well. Like a whole bunch of people on my friends list have pre-ordered The Last of Us Part 2 remastered. Like they sell like gangbusters. These remasters are very successful. You sold your PS5, never owned an Xbox. Yeah, you've just got to go, I think, to whichever platforms work best for you. Just figure out whatever platform works best for you.
Let strength be granted so the world might be mended.
Let me go over to the guy. Store my stuff with this dude.
I was worried sick.
I'll be back. I'm back. Am I gonna get the PS5 Pro if they have a big 2025? PS5 Pro, if they release one, it might be something to think about. I feel like the need is not as great as it was with the PS4 Pro. Like, if you had a PS4 Pro back in the day, you were on the middle platform. Like, you had the PS4 at the bottom, and then you had the PS4 Pro, and then you had PC. So you're like the middle out of three. I'm going to put all this stuff away. The maximum storage amount has been reached, so I can't even store more. It's crazy. I can't even store more. I can't carry any more on me, and I can't even store more in storage. Like what the fuck is going on? Like how come it's so hard to keep grass? Like all this grass weighs so much. Like grass is taking up more than weight than my armor and weapons. And then I can't I can't store more. Can I please just be able to store more? Is that too much to ask? I just want to store more. I got all this regular old grass. So your biggest difficulty in this game is grass. Like grass might as well be like a boss or some shit. The PS4 Pro was the middle console back in the day, whereas now the PS5 Pro would be like the second second from the top. Meaning like you have the Series S, then you have the current consoles, then you would have a PS5 Pro, and then you would have PC. So like you would be going from 2 out of 4 to 3 out of 4. So you're going like a 25% increase rather than a 33% increase. Like you would on the PS4, so it's a smaller jump. And then like all of them are a lot closer together now. So you're getting a little bit closer to PC, but the gap between PS5 and PC is I think smaller than like but then it was between consoles and PC before, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I feel like they should maybe just wait for a next generation. I don't know. We'll see. They've been doing remasters of games so much. I mean, maybe they'll do a remaster of a console. Remasters and remakes. I mean, how about PS5 remake? Can we come out with that? It would probably sell. I think software is selling a lot more than hardware, it seems like. PS4 Pro is really nice for you, and nice if you played online multiplayer. I think we're about to challenge a boss here. I don't know, a PS5 Pro. Like, if you go to graphics mode on the PS5 Pro, it's still going to be 30 frames per second.
Then touch the demon inside me.
Like some people are still on a PS4. I don't know. That's kind of like, we'll see.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of
I feel like they might just want to think about like
let strength be granted so the world
focus on the next generation. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe after a year or two, the PS5 will settle in. Let's see, what do I need?
I am here for thee, and thee alone.
Maybe I should try the pickaxe. See, it already has 80 strength. All this darn grass, man. I guess I'll just... Well, it only weighs 5, though. Throwing knives, we can put those away. Fire bombs. Dark moon grass, I don't need that right now.
I was worried sick.
We're going to put away the dark moon grass. We'll put away some of the fire bombs. I don't really use... I guess I can try out the knives. We'll see how they do. We'll take out some of those. Put that away.
We are indebted.
We're gonna try the pickaxe. I'm gonna turn the chat back on my PS5 and hopefully it doesn't start tripping again. This has 80 attack rating or 80 damage without being upgraded. I can't remember what the mace was without being upgraded. I feel like this might be a little bit better. Because this thing will go to 88. Pickaxe +4. Should we upgrade it? Pickaxe or mace?
So interesting.
We're gonna go back in and see what works better. So you only have 2 weapon slots on each hand. But anyways, I need to spend these souls. Yeah, 2024, I haven't really looked at all the upcoming games. But the first quarter, we got a few big ones to focus on. See how those go. Who knows exactly what this year is going to bring to us.
Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
Wow, increasing dex increases my...
I shall await thy return, slayer of demons.
Okay, so right hand 1 is the
I
pickaxe.
am here for thee. Then touch the deep soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the lost.
Increasing dexterity improves my right hand weapon like insanely. It goes from 17 to 37 with 1 upgrade, and then it goes to 87. Like, that is crazy. Although it doesn't affect... the strength doesn't affect it at all. But it does affect my shield. Dexterity is going to improve my defense, so I might just go ahead and do that. My dex is pretty low. We're going to do that.
Art thou fit? May thy strength help thee.
Alright, let's jump back in here into this Covetous King environment. I don't feel like I really need new hardware. I don't know, would a PS5 Pro be attractive to you guys? Man, this thing is powerful as shit without even being upgraded. Damn. I think we got a new preferred weapon. I do want to get out of here, out of this this environment that I've been in for so long and move on. I think I'm about ready to challenge that boss. What would make you guys buy a PS5 Pro? Because we're already at 60 frames per second or even 120 on consoles, depending on the mode you want to use. And then I guess you could do, I guess performance mode in games would look better. I don't know. I don't know if there's a huge need for it. I mean, there is once you see how much better it can look like on PC. I guess there's always a need and room for more power and performance, but like, okay, so you have performance mode, like, because right now you have older games that are updated for the PS5. Yeah, this dude just is healing forever. You have older games that are updated for PS5 that are still like lower resolutions. A game like Uncharted 4 that they released 60 frames per second on PS5, but then it's still the same resolution, you know what I mean? So once you go up to 60 frames, like, it gets very expensive and demanding on hardware. And consoles like 4K 60, that's probably still not going to happen with a PS5 Pro unless the visual settings are super low. I don't know, I feel like on a PS5 Pro you're going to be kind of in the same situation as with the PS5. Your situation might just be a little bit better, but you're still going to be kind of picking and choosing. You know what I mean? Like, the PS5 wasn't enough to get people to upgrade to the PS5. You know what I mean? Like, is the PS5 Pro going to? PS5 still hasn't been fully utilized. It definitely hasn't. It definitely has not. You got the Series S still holding it back. Like, you get a PS5 and you're still getting held back by the Series S. So even though we're moving on from the previous generation, it's like we still have a foot in the PS4 generation due to the Series S, and we always will during this generation. The Series S is going to ensure that we have at least a foot or part of a foot in the PS4 generation. And then there's the fact that games took so long to really even officially move on from PS4. We're just now starting to get to the point where PS5 only is the norm, or where the current gen is the norm. So you get a PS5, not only up until recently, like, let's say you have a PS5 Pro and you're playing a cross-gen game, because so many games are cross-gen. Most of the games people are playing right now are cross-gen. The vast majority of games are cross-gen still. You know, you got the cross-gen bundle, right? Is a popular thing still. So then, therefore, a lot of your games are going to be PS5 enhanced, but it's like 2 generations ago. You know what I mean? You're playing a game that's been made for 2 generations weaker consoles. One being the Series S, and then even maybe the PS4. Whereas the PS4 Pro, like, the 360 was such ancient history very quickly. You know what I mean? So you're building up from a PS4 game in the PS4 Pro versus like the PS5 Pro. Yeah, you're still building up from a PS4 game, you know what I mean? With a PS4 Pro, you're starting with a PS4 game and going up to a Pro. With a PS5 Pro, you're starting with a PS4 game and going up to a Pro. You know what I mean? So you're buying a new console that's meant to play upgraded older games. Like, is it needed? So we already bought a PlayStation console that's meant to upgrade PS4 games, and now a whole generation later, we're still buying a console that's meant to upgrade PS4 games. You know what I mean? Like, it's been upgraded. So the PS4 Pro would be like, I mean, the PS5 Pro would basically be a PS4 Pro or some shit. Like, it's all kind of blended together. Like, you know what I mean? Consoles are kind of blended together. Shit, it's the PS5. It's the PS4 Pro. you know what I mean? They may as well call it a Pro. Fuck it, remaster the PS4. All the games are getting remastered and remade. Bring back the PS4. The PS4 Pro remastered. They got PS2 Mini or whatever old Sega consoles. Bring back the PS4 Mini, PS4 Pro. Let's get the Pro. PS5 Pro Super Turbo Edition. Right? People already got so confused on the Series X. Like, the One X started selling a whole bunch of copies. The OG Xbox was like in the top 6 best-selling consoles on Amazon when the Series X came out. People are gonna be like so confused as to which console can play which game. You got games remastered and remade, and just maybe we should just keep the consoles. Just let the PS5 generations be established. And then with like so many games, another thing is live service. The Switch 2 and Switch Pro are coming next year. Yeah, it's probably about time for a new Switch. They're so extremely weak. That is one thing that is worth. See, the Switch is a console that would be worth making a new console for. Like, have you seen the performance? There's plenty of room for improvement. Like, your phone can probably play games better than a Switch right now. Or they can play games that a Switch can't. Like, the iPhone 15, I think, can play all those AAA games, Resident Evil, Assassin's Creed. So not only can your phone probably play games better than a Switch, it can play games, period, compared to the Switch. It's definitely time for Nintendo to bump up their console. I don't know how Nintendo players have been able to tolerate what they've tolerated, but shit, they tolerate just about anything Nintendo throws at them. So nothing Nintendo does can really be considered bad in the eyes of Nintendo fans. They just eat up everything, and Nintendo knows it. But yeah, PlayStation, what I was saying was live service is so big that people haven't really found the need to, the idea of buying a game or like single purchases basically. The idea of single purchases has gone out of style and out of favor, whether it's a single game or a console. Everything's more digital now, including like just the mentality is different. Like you need a new console, like you're already spending all this money on V-Bucks and virtual currency, and now I gotta buy a new console. You know what I mean? So it's just not an attractive option. Like a lot of players are into live service and Fortnite, and they don't really care too much about graphics and visuals, and or even like they don't even really care too much about a lot of games other than the one live service game they spend all their time in, which there's nothing wrong with that, but yeah, shark cards and everything, they're not really paying too close attention to stuff like brand new hardware, graphics cards, the Game Awards, and all that. You know what I mean? They don't want to be bothered to have to buy a new console when they've just barely upgraded to the current one, if they have. But once again, the PS5 wasn't enough to get people to buy a PS5 for a while. So you think the Pro is? Probably not. I feel like they just announced the PS5. Remember that live stream that like 2 million people watched when they unveiled the PS5 over the summer? 3.5 years ago already. I feel like we just saw it. I feel like the PS5 just came out. And that's probably because we're only now just really going into actual... I feel like the generation has been in early access this whole time. You know what I mean? I feel like this is the launch year. I feel like it's at least the maybe the year after launch where games start getting a lot better. I feel like this whole time it's been early access, kind of. Yeah, the generation just started is what it feels like. It definitely does. And then the attitude of a lot of players, where like you tell them you got a PS5, like you're just now, you still get that reaction like, oh, you got a PS5? Like, you know what I mean? That should not be the reaction. You talk about the PS5 and it still gets the reaction like it's some kind of luxury product. Meanwhile, there's PC and 4080s and whatnot. I think that just represents the name brand of the PS5, because the Series X does not get that reaction. I've never gotten that reaction from the Series X. And I would tell people, like, if I brought up the PS5, I would usually mention that I got a Series X as well. I never got that reaction from the Series X. So, yeah, I don't think Sony has plans on making a PS5. They released that dumbass handheld PlayStation. Is anyone interested in that handheld PlayStation? Be honest. Have you actually bought it?
For you, for a fair price.
Highly unlikely, but has anyone actually bought or had any interest in that handheld PS5? I don't even know what it's called. Nope. Has anyone had any kids or family around them ask for it as a gift, like for Christmas? Is it a popular gift item? Because VR is already kind of niche. VR could use a little bit of more support, which it has gotten. VR is really, really cool. PSVR 2 is great. Great system. It just needs the games. And there are a few good ones on there now. There's a couple of Resident Evil. You bought one? Are you enjoying it? And why? What was your reason for buying the handheld PlayStation 5? What is your use case? We're gonna go ahead and upgrade the pickaxe. +1. See, +2 takes it to 96. So that'll take it to 96. So basically it goes up 8. So 96 is +2. And then +3 would be 104. Yeah, and then 112. So it's like the same as the mace, but it has more durability. But I like my mace, god damn it. I don't feel like I need to spend the resources.
You come back alive. I need your business.
Hello again. I'm keeping a close watch.
If you bought that handheld PS5, you are a true PlayStation fan. And I don't know, that thing is weird. I could see maybe, I don't know. I guess because like if you want a handheld video game console, then you can either get a Switch or you can get a Steam Deck or one of the other PC ones. But like, where's the console versions? You know what I mean? The Nintendo, you can play everything on Nintendo on a Switch. A Steam Deck, for the most part, has the PC library. But like, what's the middle ground? So I guess that would be the point of the portable PS5. The PlayStation Portable can play physical games off the PS5 streamed. I'm not really sure what that means, because that sounds like a really weird setup. It can play physical games off the PS5 streamed. Yeah, I don't know. I'll take VR over some portable PlayStation if I had the choice. Anyways, Claymore is pretty lit. Yeah, the Claymore is a good weapon. The ever reliable Claymore. I see a lot of winged spears. We're going to bring the Claymore back into the picture.
You have a heart of gold.
I have enough, quite a bit of weight capacity. It does weigh 6, so, but I could go with a lighter shield. You don't like handhelds? I mean, I could kind of see getting into a handheld, like,
Hello again.
I don't have any problem with handhelds. I just don't really have a reason to play any of them.
Wait.
I can
Let me see what kind of damage this claymore can do. So this thing's already at 105, not even upgraded. Hardstone shards. Does this guy have any hardstone shards? He does not.
So interesting. I can show you.
I wish your weapons would repair at a when you rest at the archstones like they do in newer games. The 2-1 merchant. Yeah, I think I might have seen him there. Although weapons repairing whenever you rest, like in the newer Souls games, I feel like it's kind of pointless because they don't degrade very much in between when you rest. So it's like trivializes it.
Oh, hello. Here to make a deal.
This game is definitely more old school. There's a hardstone shard. Reinforced straight swords, axes, hammers, and the like up to level 10. Sharpstone increases a weapon's strength. So daggers, curved swords, spears, and the like. I mean, isn't a straight sword and a curved sword like the like? So one of them does straight swords, axes, hammers, and the like, and one of them does daggers, curved swords, spears, and the like. Like, isn't a straight sword kind of the like of a curved sword? But yeah, it's whatever. This game is set up just a little bit differently. Instead of like having higher levels, you just have two different ones. Let's see, I don't even have straight swords. Daggers, curved swords, spears. Buy a few of these. I guess he has an unlimited amount. Weapons take a long time to break. Yeah, once you upgrade them, they start to last longer. PSVR 2 is pretty cool. Yeah, it's PSVR 2 is good. I've picked up a couple games for the system last year, like Arizona Sunshine 2, which I want to get back to. Arizona Sunshine 2 is probably the biggest game on there right now. Very popular game. It's at the premium price point at $50, which is the highest that VR games get on the system. It is somewhat rudimentary. It's getting better though. The story is pretty good. I do want to get back to it. The story was picking up pretty good last time I was playing it. Now that I think about it, it's like an action adventure zombie shooting game. It's a fun game. It's got some good mechanics and the shooting is cool. I feel like you can get cornered and get killed so quickly though. Like you get down really, really fast, and then like the dog you have is cool, but he only attacks targets that you order him to. It's kind of, you kind of have to babysit him. But it does have a pretty interesting story. The main character is pretty cool. Come on, heal, dude. Man, these doggies. Relax, doggies. See, this claymore is like too big. It's like too slow. He swings it a little bit faster with two hands, though. See, this is two-handed. And this is one-handed. Yeah, it's way slower. It's got a nice combo, though. Yeah, this is meant to be a two-handed. And then I've also been playing... Vampire the Masquerade Justice, which is very good, especially for being only $20. Vampire the Masquerade Justice, definitely check out. Also has good story. It's very similar to Dishonored. It's like a VR version of Dishonored. Damn. Jeez. That was brutal. Yeah, the combo with the claymore is good. I might want to try the winged spear as well. Crushing battle axe. But I feel like it still needs like this. I feel like it needs a killer app. VR2, PSVR2, it still needs that killer app. Like some kind of really like big budget action adventure game, and I think that game is possibly coming with, it's the cyberpunk themed game. I think it's called Cloud something, or Lo-Fi. It's called Lo-Fi. I believe it's just called Lo-Fi, or whatever, however you say it. Lo-Fi looks very, very interesting. It's probably the closest we'll ever come to getting a VR version of Cyberpunk. But then, like, if you have a few good VR games, like you can jump around You know, they don't hold you for too long at a time, but if you got a couple of them, you should have enough. A few good games is enough to keep you entertained on PlayStation VR 2. And then there's Beat Saber, of course. Ever popular Beat Saber. And this one is nice. I like this weapon. Damn. Jesus. If only there was just a little bit more blood for how violent it gets. A little bit more blood wouldn't hurt. And Souls-like games seem like they don't really have that much a lot of times. Or at least From Softwares don't. Except for Bloodborne. Like, Bloodborne is so bloody. The bloodiness, it's like glorious. I love the blood in Bloodborne. And for a game called Bloodborne, it definitely should. Sekiro had a lot of blood. I'm dead. A wooden catalyst, and then I don't even know where to get I don't even know where to get spells. Casting magic, like I was saying, takes longer to really succeed with. Even like an Elden Ring, where it's really strong, like magic works best when it's combined with a weapon. You can do magic on its own. Like in Elden Ring, you can. It goes hand in hand with weapons, though. You can do it with, once you get leveled up enough in intelligence and you get the right spells, you can get by on magic alone. And magic will ignore a lot of armor, and there's not a lot of, like, enemies that have magic defense. But it's not the easiest thing to do. And so early in the game, like, intelligence and dex is pretty effective, because like dex weapons are usually lighter weight, and you usually don't have that high of a carrying capacity early on, especially when you're going to use a staff. Here we go with the doggies. In conjunction with a main weapon. Where them souls. Jesus! Fuck! Got me. Alright, let me put on my powerful build here. These enemies don't want to listen. Let me put on my build that I use when the enemies won't listen. This is the build that makes them listen. Wham! Oh, they'll listen to this. They will listen to this. Yeah, go ahead. What's the death cheat tip? I'm all for tips, strategies, and the best methods. If you close the game immediately upon dying, the death won't stand. So basically just close it before it has a chance to save. Yeah, I might have to keep that in mind for extreme situations when I have such a huge stockpile of souls in there. Of course, that would end the stream. I really don't like to have to do that. There are times in games where, especially like in RPGs or where you can't go back and reload, you make a decision, you're not happy with the decision or how it turned out, then maybe you can go ahead and close the game really quick. And I am guilty of doing that, but then like you would have to start the whole game again in some games. Some games. Jesus! Enemies are being naughty. Like Vampire, for example. Like you make a mistake, like your decision is permanent. Even if you close the game immediately, like a lot of times it's not soon enough. It's a dirty trick, but it's there if you need it. It saves immediately in Elden Ring. Yeah, I mean, devs are privy to that kind of thing. Like they want the game to save immediately. It does suck though. The biggest problems I've had is like I say, Vampire, when you make decisions, like you got to restart the entire game and it saves very quickly. A lot of times you're not fast enough. Or in a game like Detroit Become Human, once again, you can't reload a save. You got to start the whole playthrough again. And typically it saves right away, especially on newer consoles. But that's just a part of gaming. This game gives you 5 seconds. Yeah, that's pretty far. That's pretty long. Yeah, 5 seconds is definitely pretty crazy.
Oh, hello.
We're gonna get some hardstone shards. And we're gonna figure out what the best weapon is. I haven't been able to use the spear to its full effectiveness. due to stats. And then we're going to challenge this boss.
About running off with it.
Got a number of options to choose from. I would like to check out the bastard sword.
You have a heart of gold.
But we're not going to check out the bastard sword right now. Let's take a look at what Mr. Speary can do. Oh, nice. Ooh, shit. Damn. Now that was brutal. That was a nice backstab. Wow, this thing is almost one-shotting him. Yes, I definitely like this one. And you can stay behind the shield. You got a lot of reach with it. Wow, that heavy attack. It's either the winged spear, crushing battle axe, mace, pickaxe. We've got to make a decision. I've also been playing Final Fantasy XIV, which is such an anxiety-inducing game. Basically because there's so much content and like I feel like it's so far I have to go. Great game. I've been trying to play more and more. I started it in 2020 and I only now just finished A Realm Reborn, I guess. Or I did finish it, but now I'm moving on to, I guess, the next expansion because I bought the expansions up through Shadowbringers. Final Fantasy XIV just has so much content and so much to do, but it's like a choose-your-own-adventure game. You know, everywhere you go, there's diversions and side tracks. You can randomly just start doing another job or like learn another class. Basically, classes become jobs. What's up, Gamer Life? Heart8 misses me. You stay hating even when I'm not there. Yeah, I'm living rent free. I feel like Heart8's a shadow of his former self. Kind of. I almost feel like he's created a narrative and where BG needed him and how Weapon Wheel wouldn't be the same without Hard 8, and all that's true. They're highly interconnected. The two figures, they're both big figures in the smaller community of YouTube gaming. They're highly interconnected, but I mean, it seems like Hard 8 wouldn't be as big without BG either. Because look at how many views Drama has brought in to Hard 8's channel, and now he's kind of just doing his own little show. I kind of feel like Hard 8 is just, I don't know, I feel like sometimes his heart's not in gaming. Like he's never satisfied, never happy, and he only seems to like Naughty Dog and Rockstar. I feel like the world has passed him by. Or at least gaming has. I feel like his glory days are kind of behind him. With the old retro consoles, his time growing up and the Life Behind Bars series. I feel like those are his glory days. Although with technology, he is caught up. With TVs, graphics cards, he is very current in technology. Hard 8's heart is in the money. It definitely is. His heart is in the money. He has a big heart for... His heart is very selective. He has a selective heart. His heart is like aspected to respond to money. Anything that's big money. Rockstar, I feel like he just likes Rockstar because they make big money and they make more money than countries, etc. Or like he always focused on the money with Weapon Wheel and how they lost the money. Or when he was on Weapon Wheel, he was just haggling BG for the paycheck every week. Like that was the first thing. That's probably the only time. Like he hit up BG like clockwork when it was time to get paid. You know what I mean? But then when it was time to do like a gaming night or whatever, he was MIA, or if he did play a game, he was like, oh man, as soon as I'm finished with this, I'm gonna take it back to GameStop and shit. His heart is definitely in the money. His real passion comes out when it has to do with money. Or like with TVs, he is very current into the technology and speakers and all that. 4K Blu-rays, I don't know. He just... anything that either costs money, makes money, or looks like money, smells like money, is money, then his heart's in it. And if that happens to be games, then it's games. I've never seen him make or talk about or show his electronics. Yeah, he's just not like he's not really there to serve. He kind of acts like Rockstar. He just does what he wants, how he wants. He got invited to Rockstar's barbecue. Like, Hard 8 and Rockstar just go hand in hand. They're like peanut butter and jelly. Like, Hard 8 identifies with Rockstar more than he does with the players, with his fan base, with Weapon Wheel, with any celebrities. Like, Hard 8 is might as well have like Rockstar in his DNA And to a lesser extent, Naughty Dog or Sony. To a lesser extent, Sony and Naughty Dog. Anything that's big money, he's there. He's in there like swimwear, so to speak. He seems kind of phony. Yeah, he's not about to turn on a camera and start showing you his products. He's too biased. Yeah, he's definitely not open-minded. Everything Xbox does is always going to be trash. Nintendo's always going to be called the Nintendo bitch. You know what I mean? Sony's always going to be a great company, PlayStation exclusives. Rockstar's a god. I don't know. He just kind of sees everything as in a category that can't really be changed. So what was his reaction to the games this year? Did he like Spider-Man 2? I haven't really been. I'm very selective about YouTube. I don't just watch anything because it can be such a huge distraction. But I haven't really been keeping up with anything on the urban side of YouTube. What was his reaction to Spider-Man, just out of curiosity? Alan Wake 2, I imagine he thought was trash because it's not a bunch of shooting. I predict that he really liked Spider-Man 2. Probably didn't like Lies of P because he probably thinks it has no story. Just the same old, same old. He probably said that Spider-Man 2 was good, but nothing new. Yeah, probably because it doesn't look like a PS6 game. Everything's got to look like a new generation. Characters got to get wet when they get in the water. I like the battle axe, the mace. I kind of like the battle axe more than the pickaxe. They're all very comparable, but the claymore is quite a bit different. It's really good two-handed. I really like the claymore, but I also like the spear. There we go. Damn. That might have been the first time I parried. That might have been the first time I parried. Go ahead. It's just so easy to block and let it bounce off. Pairing is difficult to time. There we go. Nice. You bet he hates Lies of P and dogged Elden Ring like he dogged it. Yeah, he doesn't like Elden Ring for dumb reasons. One of the greatest games ever. But then he's into sports games, Madden, and then he says, I like all games that are good. He's very selective. He dogs out Nintendo guys, but he played Mario Wonders on PC, which he illegally stole, and plays other Switch games and dogs out people with the Switch. Hypocrite. Yeah, he's definitely a thief. That's another thing. That happened pretty close to when I stopped going on there because they're all a bunch of thieves and pirates. He's bragging about stealing from Nintendo. Like, how can he sink to such lows? He thinks that Nintendo deserves to get stolen from. Like, how? He says he's bragging about stealing games, pirating, and then he says, pay for your games, pay for your movies. I like to support the developers. He said, I like to support the developers, stop stealing stuff, stop stealing movies. He's spoken out numerous times about pirating movies. But then he feels somehow that Nintendo deserves to get stolen from because they're not to his preference. Yo, red hair, what up, man? Yo, Shatter, I'm doing good. So far, the new year's off to a good start. Not like it feels really any different, but at least we can say we're in a new year. He loved Spider-Man 2, but once people said it was better than the Arkham series, he got real defensive and started hating on it. But like, he really just loves Arkham City. Like, he sucks off Arkham City. He's not as crazy about Arkham Knight. I love Arkham Knight, but I can understand why people really love Arkham City. Because, like, he said that the Spider-Man PS4 was comparable to Arkham Knight. He said it's definitely not better than City. Damn. But he said that that Spider-Man PS4 is maybe almost as good as Arkham Knight. He wasn't too opposed. If people said that Spider-Man PS4 was better than Arkham Knight, he kind of like let that happen. But then Spider-Man 2, which is drastically better than the previous two games, now I think it's way closer to the Arkham series. I'm still more of a Rocksteady person, but it is way closer. Who am I talking about? We're talking about a dude who's stuck in the Sega, Genesis, Nintendo SNES era and is not very open-minded or willing to listen to other people's opinions. That's who we're talking about. We're talking about a my way or the highway gamer. I'll be right back. I'm back. Yeah, some gamers might as well just have might as well just have my way or the highway stamped on their forehead, or like on their bumper sticker. You know what I mean? Bragging about driving around in BMWs, having 75-inch 4K OLEDs. You know what I mean? 13-channel surround systems. And then really get twisted out of shape when a character gets wet, gets in the water, and doesn't get wet. Stealing from companies because they're not making games to his preferences. Even though bragging about driving around in nice cars, living in nice neighborhoods, buying a new TV every 6 months. Got to have the flagship TV at all times, and then you go ahead and illegally pirate and download from Nintendo and make it public, so you're encouraging other people to do it and normalizing it. Just hypocritical, man. Just hypocritical. I guess you can take the man out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the man, I guess is what it is. I think that's what it is. It's what it boils down to. Alright, we're going to upgrade the winged spear. Oh, and there's a halberd. How are these weapons getting in here?
You come back alive.
I don't remember acquiring a lot of these weapons. Alright, we gotta try out the halberd now. Pole weapons can sweep multiple targets in a single swing, but are difficult to handle and require both strength and dexterity to wield properly. (14 and 12) strength, dexterity. I'm 20 and 12. Oh shit! Yo, that's lit right there. Let me put a little shield on. I really like the parrying. I haven't really been doing parrying. I think because I just did my first parry. I believe we're gonna go to the second area. We don't need to be messing around with this little junior beginning place. He was heading on GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas because he didn't play them when they originally came out because he was locked up getting his cheeks clapped by his cellmate. Yeah. Yes. I think he did eventually beat San Andreas. I know he struggled with it. Did he beat San Andreas? I'm pretty sure I didn't. I stopped watching the live streams, but he did get pretty far. Man, this halberd is pretty nice. It's a nice attack right there. It's interesting. Go ahead. Ooh, there we go. Damn. So parrying has been... Ooh, that's so satisfying. Wow. Jesus. Parrying has been a thing in this game, then. But you can't go too soon. I'm doing it too soon. Come on, enemies. There we go. Damn. Yo, fuck up these enemies. Okay, the halberd is cool. Why don't I stream on the weekend so I can build my channel? Yeah, I mean, I was streaming pretty consistently. I feel like you kind of saturate and the views do kind of go down if you stream too often. And I don't know, I haven't noticed a huge... I guess the weekends do kind of do better, but I just kind of play when I feel like playing. You know what I mean? The weekends are... The weekdays only are still better than nothing. So you got brass knuckles now. If you played GTA 4 and 5 first, of course the other ones will feel outdated when you go back and finally play them. Then, hates on the majority of gamers who love those OG GTAs and experienced it at launch. Yeah, I liked San Andreas. Once you get used to the controls, I beat it I think in 2020. Somewhere around there. I did get used to the shooting controls, and I didn't play the new version. I just played the PS4 version. The hardest part to deal with in that game is the failure conditions for the missions and how you just fail too easily. And then there's no checkpoints, so you got to restart the whole mission. And really, you pretty much go back to when you first, like, loaded into the game for that day. Like, you're all the way back to your garage or wherever you started. You got to re-accept the mission. You don't just restart the mission. You got to go way back and re-accept the mission. So, I don't know. I think the games are... it can be hard to go back, but I think once you get used to it, the game is the game. You know what I mean? San Andreas just... It's a lot more modern than Vice City and GTA 3. Like, there's so many improvements, but still... yeah, it is more modern. It still doesn't compare to other games of the generation even. It still doesn't hold up that well. Man, that's satisfying. Damn! Come on. That was cool. Oh my god. Jesus. Fuck these dudes up. Man, now I want to do execution. Now I want to do critical attacks on all of these enemies. On all these weapons. Damn. Ooh. See, you've got to do it like right before it lands. You've got to do it like right as it lands. I really like the axe. Kind of like right after it lands. Right as it lands. Bam! Oh man, it's so excessive. The violence. I want to get down here, but I'm betting you can't do it unless, I guess unless you beat the boss way down there, but I'm not really sure. That's perfect for games for Hard 8. He likes games that aren't easy. Right, like he's always saying games are too easy, and then he doesn't want to play Souls-likes, games like GTA. Definitely some cool weapons here, I think. We're going to give the wing spear a shot. Either that or the claymore. I have a hard time making up my mind.
I can forge weapons for you.
But we're going to give the wing spear a shot. We're going to go up to +3 because it uses a different stone. I kind of want to do the bastard sword, but we're going to get the claymore. Man, this thing does a lot of damage.
You come back alive. I need your business.
Renowned warrior soul. Not sure how many that gives me.
I can
Alright, let's see.
You come back alive.
I wish you didn't have to go all the way back to that dude. You gotta go back to this one guy to get the upgrade materials. You gotta go back to another dude to actually upgrade it.
Oh, hello.
We'll get 2 of them. In fact, we'll get 3 of them. You know what? Let's get 4 of them. I'm pretty close to beating DS3. By the way, I've got a little bit more to do in one of the last stages, one of the last levels, and then I think I'm at the final boss. I'm at Archdragon Peak though. I decided to check out that area, which is pretty crazy.
Just bring me all the souls you can. In trade, I'll give you your souls. I can eke out a living.
I just got to finish up an Archdragon Peak a little bit. Am I getting Suicide Squad?
No,
Yes.
stay. I can tell you.
For as long as that game has been in development, and for the whole journey of getting to the release date,
In trade, with your souls.
I just want to see what it's like. All the controversy. It's Rocksteady, so I definitely want to see for myself what the game is all about.
You come back alive.
I definitely want to see for myself. I do want to see, what if I fall down that hole? Because I'm thinking that what I'm missing is I've never once I don't believe I've fallen down that hole that has the... that has these swirly things, and I'm assuming that you just die because that's what happens to the enemies. I was thinking maybe they just immediately die. I was thinking maybe, man, this spear is lit, that those things would slow you down. Damn. Ooh. Jeesh. Fuck. That's so excessive. Go ahead, bro. Oh my gosh. Now look at this other guy. He's just going crazy. Yeah, you've got to do it like right as it lands. Damn. Yo, it's just fucking up the enemy so badly. Yeah, you die instantly. It just insta-kills you as soon as you hit it. So I'm not sure how to get down there, but I'm thinking it might have to do with the... Yeah, I'm starting to wonder about that now. I thought it was those dragons, like the blue and red one, but like you don't actually beat them. You just have to dodge their fire and everything. And then you pick up some items. So how do you get over here? It's a part of this map that I have not explored, and I think I would definitely like to go over and do that, but I do not know. Oh my gosh. If only this was like a story-driven cinematic game. Damn. Oh, he's dead. I do not know how to get down there. Oh, shit. Because that gate is locked. It's that cathedral over there, but you can't get in. You can't get in from this side. So I'm thinking it is that boss way at the end, but how would that have to do with this castle? Like, because I beat the Tower Knight, and you need an arch demon to get further. But like, how is that going to affect this area? And I've definitely been through this location enough times, except for there's only one thing that I can think of. Jeez. And I'm thinking, guess I'll just keep using a bunch of grass. But see, I've gone everywhere in this place. Oh, it's just excessively violent. Just excessively violent. Yeah, there's definitely something I'm missing. Because I've been down here. Yeah, and this is just the balcony. So I do not know. I've been through these areas so many times. Maybe I need to equip something in order to be able to fall through there without dying instantly. But even then, like, it's survivable. The length of the drop is survivable. I'm just wondering if you unequip all of your armor or... Player messages don't seem to really be giving too much information. That guy just died instantly. Maybe it goes super deep and then it's probably like you get teleported down there, because there's a lot of times you get teleported in these games. Those were my souls. We'll figure it out later. Alright, let's go ahead and check out that area boss. I think we've waited long enough. I won't beat the boss. Hey, I will eventually, goddammit. Won't beat it on the first try, you mean? Shit! I may not even make it to it. Well, there we go. I guess you can't take shortcuts. I didn't unlock the shortcut. I guess I didn't. Is this the shortcut? I'm not familiar with the shortcut. Try Speary. Let's see what Speary can do for us. Come on, enemies. See how it does with the doggies. Ooh. Speary does good with the doggies. Got the dog catcher stick. Yes, sir. Ooh, nice. It keeps them at such a distance. Jesus. Wham. Whammo. I am not aware of the shortcut. Look at this cockroach. I like that lunge. That's something that the newer Souls games don't do. And then, like, your weapon doesn't get stuck too much on surfaces. Like, it can, if you go deep, like if it really hits like really deep, it can bounce off. But a lot of times it does kind of go through, so it has this, like, the walls are kind of like soft like that, where it has to really take a lot of the weapon. It has to really take a lot of the weapon in order to bounce it off. But in, like, DS3, like, just barely any of it touches a wall and it's bouncing right off. You go up a little, you go up an elevator back to the spawn, and there's a bunch of boxes blocking the path forward. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Jeez. Alright, what's going to give me the best chance? We'll go with the spear. And no boss. Alright, I guess it wasn't really a boss wall. It was just a regular fog wall. Alright. Here I was thinking that there would be this huge boss. See, this game is just designed differently. I guess this wasn't the boss wall. I was thinking that was a little close for being a boss wall. I do not know where we are. Use ranged attacks. See, this is where I wish I had magic. How do I do magic? I probably have to find a sorcerer. And learn the magic spells. It's probably later. Like, you can have a catalyst, but cowards should try this area later. Smart people should try this area later once you've gotten leveled up enough. But like, where would the magic spells go? Because you have the catalyst in one of your hands. And then, like, what even is your attunement slot? So maybe it attaches to the catalyst, or maybe only certain classes can use it. I don't know. And I wouldn't mind having one of these weapons, I'll tell you that. Here we go. This might be the shortcut you were talking about. Come on, I want to crit this guy. Oh, come on. My crit got messed up. Large sharp stone star. Damn, I picked up a shit ton of those. That's the shortcut. Look at this dummy. Yo, who is that dumb? He just runs right off that ledge. But see, he went way down. He went off the first platform. Look at this guy. I don't know who he's attacking. He went ahead and fell all the way off. That one player was just dumb as shit. Look at a great view. So beautiful. And those are probably areas we're going to go to. Oh yeah, that is the beginning. Alright, so now we're down here. And we got a friendly guy.
I haven't seen you around these parts. What does it matter? You need a blacksmith? Show me your steel. If not, head straight for the door.
Alright, Blacksmith Ed.
I'm busy. I'm not here to chit-chat. Forging a weapon strengthens it and alters its character. Ores are transmogrified spirits. Their presence blesses the weapon.
Transmogrified. Their presence blesses the weapon. Alright. Should we do mace +5? Or should we do... crushing battle axe, pickaxe? I like the slicing of the battle axe. Or should we keep going with the claymore? We can do dragon claymore, crushing claymore, dragonstone shards, quality claymore, clearstone shard, dragonstone shard, greystone shard, meltstone shard. What would the... Man, see that? So, but we would need more clearstone shards, probably. More dragonstone shards, etc. We're just gonna do... We're gonna do that. And then... maybe... crushing battle axe. A mercury winged spear, a marrowstone fatal winged spear. Interesting.
All done. Then be gone.
He works alone. You heard the man. I want to see what that is. Let's take a look. Clearstone shard. So this is the place to get all your mining done and all of your... Oh shit. To go ahead and collect all of your little resources. And I'm clumsy as shit. Good thing this is a video game. I just can't get over how good the sound and visuals and gameplay of this game is. I guess we'll need to go through the fire. There's nowhere more to go here. Is there anything over here? This is where we came in. I heard that the magic in this game was really strong, but so far I haven't seen a sorcery or a spell cast. I've yet to see one spell. And I'm sure when you get to later areas, other areas, that will happen. Oh shit. Because there's like 5 or 6 areas. And this is only 2. So who knows what lies in wait? Who knows what we have in store? I got so much to play, man. Final Fantasy XIV is such an enormous game. Just on its own. I've got all the expansions I still got to do. And then there's job quests and all these little distractions. You can do side stories, all these dungeons. That game just gives me anxiety to think about. But I guess it just can't be helped. 14 will take you years. Yeah, I mean, it's a lifetime, like, oh shit. People have been playing since day one and they're still not finished. But you just gotta play a little bit every day. I wish I kind of would have just stuck with it once I started playing. But I just kept losing interest in the fact that you have to read everything, but I have gotten used to it now. Yeah, it is a relaxing game. It's an awesome game. Like, the writing is so amazing. Like, it's Nobel Prize worthy. From the littlest sub-stories to the main scenario. All the characters are written so well. And there's so many little diversions, and like, you can really choose your own adventure. Alright, so now we're back to this room. And you can pick up quests whenever you want. You can start doing a new class or a new job whenever you want. You can do dungeons at any time. You can go back to the MSQ if you want to do that. And so, like, I started doing Blue Mage, which I guess is a limited job, so it works a little bit differently, but I'm watching a video on how to acquire the spells for it, because it's done a lot differently than regular jobs. I've just barely gotten... I haven't gotten very far because just a lot of stuff at once. And then I discovered a chapel, I guess, where people can get married in 14. Like, if you find someone in the game that you want to get married to in game or even in real life, and you can attend a wedding ceremony in the game. Man, these enemies just love throwing their rocks. The run attack is nice. Yeah, I was talking to like the characters that are in charge of, I think it's called something else, but it's called like a union thing. It's in I forget where it is exactly. A steel shield. But yeah, like there's rules for people who want to attend. You can get specific clothes for it, and then they said it can take like maybe a couple hours. You can be featured in like the cutscene, like as an audience member, and it's like this whole official thing. Damn! Yo, relax, lizards! Calm down, doggy. Oh, I like the heavy attack with the shield. That's pretty cool. Man, these goddamn fire lizards. And then there's another expansion coming out, like, it's crazy. Oh well. That's gaming. You just gotta take it one step at a time. I do like how you can do anything at any time, though. Like I started the samurai job. The stories are so amazingly written. And there's so much humor in it. So much character. Alright, so that was that area we dropped down to. Little bits at a time make a big difference, though. Huge difference. So, I think we're going to leave it here for tonight, guys. I was streaming for a lot longer than I realized. Thanks for coming, showing up to check out the stream. Appreciate it. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it so we can come back and do this again sometime. Happy 2024. Happy New Year. Hopefully it's a great one for you. And yeah, keep on doing what you do. which should be gaming, or whatever your preferred form of entertainment or recreation is, just go ahead and do that, and do it to the best of your capabilities. That'll be it for me tonight, guys. I'm gone.